Hi there and welcome to Celeb Hut. Set yourselves up for a stunning disclosure as Janet Jackson ends her quiet with an outrage, including two of hip jump's greatest symbols. The unbelievable vocalist has released a tempest of allegations against, as a matter of fact, Jay-Z. Zan in a selective Uncover Jackson claims that these two magnates are sidekicks in the business as well as in a progression of vile demonstrations. A ton of it relies upon the circumstances of the person's reality as government examiners increase their test into Diddy's exercises. Murmurs of a fabulous jury hearing develop stronger, and different sources uncover that potential observers are being arranged, flagging a critical move towards potential prosecutions. Diddy's past is finding him with his previous sweetheart, Cassie Ventura, among the people who have proactively settled common suits against him. Incredibly, the claims reach out past Diddy to his child Christian, illustrating the family as challenging to consider the haziest times in your life. At times you got to do that. I washed up, however. The situation starts to get interesting as Janet Jackson drops the stunner that Jay-Z is likewise elaborate together. She guarantees they have committed unspeakable violations that should be exposed. Government specialists have proactively assaulted Diddy's homes, uncovering recordings that could be vital to the examination. Simply last week, administrative specialists struck two homes of rappers and music MOG Ocean P. Diddy Combs in Los Angeles and Miami. Combs is the subject of a government examination, and a few uninformed casualties who were being recorded have come forward, and their declarations are set to shake the actual underpinnings of the music world. Stay tuned as this unstable case unfolds, with additional casualties and proof coming to the fore. Janet Jackson's boldness in standing up may very well be the impetus expected to consider these strong figures responsible. The stage is set for a confrontation that could reclassify the traditions of Jay-Z and Diddy. I won't lie, however, prior to jumping into Janet Jackson's surprising disclosures and allegations, it's fundamental to return to the turbulent history that Diddy and his long-lasting companion Jay-Z have with wrongdoing and savagery from their earliest days in the music business. These two titans have been ensnared in a snare of contention, wrongdoing, and road group affiliations. Their ascent to the top was damaged by a progression of brutal showdowns and claims that indicate a dim underside inside the sparkling universe of hip jump. I've seen the media depict me like I'm a hoodlum, which is simply not the case. The scandalous East Coast-West Coast hip bounce competition of the 1990s saw Diddy and Jay-Z entangled in probably the most famous quarrels in music history, as in front of Terrible Kid Records. Diddy's conflicts with Suge Knight of Death Row Records were unbelievable. This severe contention arrived at a horrendous peak with the heartbreaking deaths of Shakur and the famous B, the two of which remain perplexing. Reports continue right up to the present day, proposing that Diddy could have had a hand in these high-profile demonstrations of viciousness. Notwithstanding his vehement refusals, I wouldn't agree that things that I realized. You understand what I mean. I accept, so I in all actuality do accept, so I have verification things that I could say that will back up my case. D's contribution to wrongdoing didn't stop there. In the mid-1990s, he was embroiled in a dangerous charge at a VIP b-ball game he advanced in Harlem, which brought about a few destructions and various wounds. However, no charges were documented against him. The occurrence cast a long shadow over his virginity and vocation. Well, in 1991, there was a weighty D and Puff Daddy Superstar Ball Game City School misfortune in the last part of the 1990s. Diddy's lawful difficulties proceeded when he was captured close by Jennifer Lopez regarding a club shooting. The occurrence, which included unlawful ownership of a weapon, prompted his exoneration. But it also established his standing as a figure unendingly encompassed by viciousness and discussion. Anything I desire, I get. Anything I desire, I get in the meantime. Jay-Z's lawbreaker past is similarly exhausted. In 1999, he was captured for wounding record maker Spear Rivera at a club. Jay-Z accepted that Rivera had disseminated contraband duplicates of his unreleased collection, inciting a savage showdown that finished with Rivera being wounded. Jay-Z later conceded to the attack, getting a 3-year probation sentence. This episode highlighted the connections to which Jay-Z would go to safeguard his music and notoriety. Further spoiling his appearance, Jay-Z has owned up to a past saturated with substance management during his high school years. In interviews, he has straightforwardly examined how he sold substances on the streets of Brooklyn, guaranteeing that these encounters showed him the business keenness he later applied to his music, and pioneering dares to, in any case, say he has supposedly gotten things done and purportedly partook in a ton of things that the general population wouldn't be glad to know, adding to the rundown of discussions. Jay-Z has been blamed for brutality against ladies. Also, his turbulent relationship with Beyoncé has been defaced by claims of betrayal, which he in the long run conceded to in 2017, further confounding his public persona. That is what these are behaving like out here. They're doing a wide range of things, and they simply get to act. The criminal narratives of Diddy and Jay-Z are relics of their past as well as have kept on impacting their present. As of late, Diddy's legitimate burdens have been raised decisively. His ex, Cassie Ventura, documented a claim in 2023 blaming him for assault, actual maltreatment, and constraining her into private demonstrations with guys while he watched and shot. We as a whole saw it posted yesterday all around online entertainment. Paige's Cassie battled a claim in New York City against Diddy. She's guaranteeing she was trapped in a decades-long pattern of misuse, although this case was sold quickly. The charges have projected an enduring pall over his profession in February 2024. Music maker Rodney Lil Roe Jones Jr. sued Diddy, blaming him for attack and badgering. Jones guaranteed that Diddy exposed him to undesirable grabbing and unseemly work conditions during the development of Diddy's most recent collection. These claims are important for a developing rundown of claims that portray Diddy's confidential life, all the more in addition. Country Security's new assaults on Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami have escalated the examination. These assaults are essential for a continuous government examination concerning dealing, adding one more layer of legitimate difficulty for the troubled. Big shot and allowed me to let you know something different besides the fact that he should have apologized to Cassie in that video. He ought to have apologized to all of the overall population that he deceived. The potential for an excellent jury hearing poses a potential threat, with murmurs of prosecutions developing stronger constantly as these emotional situations transpire. Janet Jackson's boldness in approaching her charges against Diddy and Jay-Z adds a new and dangerous aspect to the account. Jackson guarantees that these two music tycoons have perpetrated unspeakable violations that have sent shockwaves through the business. Her disclosures, combined with the mounting legitimate arguments against Diddy, recommend that the ideal opportunity for responsibility may at last be within reach. Yet the deep, dark hole of outrage and wrongdoing runs further. Janet Jackson focuses on chilling and, surprisingly, more obscure stories from the pasts of the two head honchos, ensnaring them in the ends of those near them. She proposes that Dee organized the death of Kim Watchman to keep her from uncovering his mysteries, while Jay-Z supposedly had his courtesan killed when she took steps to uncover their issue. There have been a large number of happenstances, and Kim Watchman's less-than-ideal downfall in November 2018, authoritatively ascribed to pneumonia, has for quite some time been covered in doubt and paranoid fears. A.L.B. Sure Doorman's previous accomplice and the dad of her child Quincy have been especially vocal, stubbornly dismissing the authorities' reason for ending Kimberly didn't simply look at out of nowhere over pneumonia, he announced via web-based entertainment, causing some qualms about the account that Doorman surrendered to normal. His posts hinted that Diddy played a villainous part in her end, especially in light of the fact that Watchman was supposedly dealing with a detailed storybook that might have revealed dim mysteries about the big shot and the business side, and he tracked down poisons in her body to demonstrate that she had been harmed. You realize that they have harms that cause cardiovascular failure and pneumonia, like side effects, and Watchman, a mother of 4 incorporating 3 kids with Diddy, was known for her versatility and well-being as her dear companion. Lisa Poe uncovered that Kim was wanting to compose a book on nurturing in Hollywood, an undertaking that might have unintentionally uncovered touchy data about Diddy. Hypotheses proliferate that Diddy, dreading the disclosures this book could contain, looked to quieten Watchman forever. This hypothesis builds up some decent momentum with the puzzling conditions encompassing her downfall and L.B. Shore's emphasis on injustice. Cassie's story is Kim's story in a strikingly equal and similarly evil situation. Jay-Z's supposed contribution at the end of his paramour, Kathy White, paints another dim section. A wellness and magnificence master was purportedly ready to open up to the world about her issue with Jay-Z. Subscribe Celeb Hut for more videos.